Hey, I'm John Greaves III. I'm the co-founder of Garage Gym Life, and I just finished deadlifting, and now I'm getting ready to do some RDLs with my Bells of Steel open trap bar, which I've had here in my home gym for about 2 years. We got it in 2023. Hey, I'm John Greaves III. I'm the founder of Garage Gym Life. If you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to get to 20,000 subscribers, and every subscriber counts. I really appreciate your support. Subscribing is free, and it means a lot to me. Today, I have got for you guys an unboxing and first impressions review of the Bells of Steel open trap bar. Yeah, it's 2025, 2 years. See, math works, kids. Stay in school. Anyway, so I've been seeing several reviews online recently about this product, and there are a number of concerns that people have raised who have just gotten the product that I feel I'm qualified to answer because I've had it again in my home gym for 2 years, using it roughly once a week. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk about that now. But before I do that, first thing I'm gonna do is move my wife's Bells of Steel weight plate tree out of the way. It looks lovely, loaded up with her favorite product, bumper plates and barbells, but it's got absolutely nothing to do with this review. So we're gonna put it back over here where it normally is. I just moved it because when I was deadlifting, it was in the way of me loading plates. So I had to move it. But boom. All right, now, I'm back. All right. The step two, as I think about this now, I probably need to move my Bells of Steel rope pad. Now, the reason we're telling everybody that this is here is because I was using it to open up my hips before I deadlifted, since I pull sumo as my main lift. But the real reason is because it makes a very convenient seat between sets. All right, but I'm just gonna go ahead and, actually I don't have to move it. I can just drop it down. I'll move it later. Get it out of the way. All right, cool, so out of the way. All right, so I already have a pretty comprehensive review video on this product here on the channel. And you can just click that link that's going over my head right now if you want to see that as far as specs and whatnot goes. So I'm not going to go into all of it, but I will say one of the things I like about it is it's got 2 sets of handles. You've probably seen other videos about it where they mention it's got 2 sets of handles. It's got a handles here for regular deadlifts, and it's got the handles I'll be using today that are raised up, and I use those for RDLs. Couple of concerns that people have about this are the coating. I'll just jump right into the concerns. So as I said, I've had this thing for 2 years now, and I haven't really noticed any issues with the coating. We do have a couple of areas where it's chipped. In fact, I'll show you. Let me come over here. And I've got my Osmo Pocket 3. I set it up over here earlier so it would follow me around while I did this. But let's just go ahead and I'll turn it around here, get it off the mount. Okay, let's walk on over here. Okay, there are a couple spots, as I said. One spot is right here. There's a little minor chip. See if you see that. There's one little minor chip right there. And as I go over here, there's another, let's see, these areas here, these aren't really chips. These are just kind of like scrapes, but it doesn't really damage the paint too much. This right here is an abrasion. I don't know if you can see it, but it's kind of like rough to the touch. But overall, you know, you see like some little marks. They're really, really faint, okay? And again, I've had this bar for 2 years, okay? That's real authentic chalk right there, all right? That's real chalk, made in America, okay? Right there, chalk from countless use, okay? This is how the sleeves have held up over the past 2 years. One thing that's unique about this trap bar is the sleeve spin. So I'm gonna just rotate the sleeves so you can see there are a couple of little, I guess, I don't know, blemishes. Be honest with you, I don't know, those might have been there when I got it out of the box. And the first thing you guys can see is the box is in rough shape, to the point where the UPS delivery driver even told me that he was willing to take it back if I didn't want it. But I decided to keep it because in real life, things don't always go as planned. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna unbox this thing, and we'll just see what the deal is with it. See if it survived this ordeal. There is some damage right here on the left handle. And I would assume that's from in transit. So, but it's just a small part of the handle, but that is a defect that I can assume is because of the way it arrived in shipping. Probably got banged around a little bit. Now, full disclosure, I usually don't even use the top handles, so that probably wouldn't be an issue for me, but because this is for a review, I have to mention it. And that's something that we're gonna keep an eye on. But I don't really notice. This looks like a little drag spot, I don't know. But like I said, it may have been something that happened in transit. Y'all know how FedEx is, or whoever shipped it. So let's just go around, let's go to the other side. Because again, people make a big a point of talking about the fact that this has a black oxide coating, and they are concerned about how it's going to hold up. Well, I'm going to answer that. This is how it held up for me. It's another spot. It's kind of like a little blemish area right there. So these areas right here, see if I can do the steady cam. I believe that these blemishes are because when you put the bar down, when you are, after you've loaded the bar and you put it down, I believe those blemishes come from the fact that it's not balanced front to back. So it'll typically hit the ground. Like I said, I've used it for 104 weeks. So 2 years of use. So in 2 years of use, that's what you see. That's what you see right there. All right. 2 years of it banging against the ground. So some people may be concerned about it, but literally, that's 2 years. Okay. So I know some people like their stuff to stay pristine, but your car doesn't even look that good after 2 years. Okay. That's just the way it is. You know how I know that? Because you got a home gym. And if you got a garage gym like mine, you park your car outside. That's why cars come with a roof. So there's that. All right, anyway, let's go ahead and let's put this back on ye old stand. All right, so that should answer that question about how the black oxide holds up after 2 years. I mean, if you're very abusive to your equipment, then anything's gonna be damaged. But in my opinion, this paint has held up just fine over 2 years of use. I'm here in Georgia. We're about 45 minutes north of Atlanta. So it gets humid in here in the garage. Garage not really climate controlled. We got AC in the house, but in the rest of the house, but not here in the garage. So it's not very climate controlled, so it has to deal with all of the temperature extremes that you would expect normally for a garage in the South. I don't normally take it outside, so there's that. I haven't lifted outside in the rain or anything like that. It stays here in the garage. I may start doing trap bar farmer carries with it, in which case I would use it outside, but for the most part, over those past 2 years, it's been here in the garage. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and load it up. Like I said, I'm doing RDLs, so I'm not really gonna go heavy. So, but I know people have questions about how much weight you can put on here. So one thing Balance of Steel that did is they made this block right here that is at the end of this, the end or beginning of the sleeve, however you want to look at it. They made this thinner. So they said that they've actually fit 7 45-pound plates on that, on their sleeves. So, hey, I got no reason to doubt them. So I have not put that much weight on there myself, mostly because I can't lift that much weight. But I think I've gone up to 400 pounds on here. But what I'm gonna do today, just for the sake of it, is I'm gonna load up all of my 45s just so you guys can see how many plates it'll actually hold. And then I'm gonna strip it off and do the weight that I'm actually planning on doing for the RDLs. So 2 of these we're still on the bar from when I was doing some conventional deadlifting, because that's my first accessory movement. Okay, so let's throw this on the bells of steel cable. So you're starting to see a theme. I got a lot of bells of steel stuff. I like this stuff. Anyway, grab this last bar here, this last plate here. All right, so that's 225, roughly. This this trap bar weighs 44 pounds. So actually, the Bells of Steel Open Trap Bar 3.0 weighs 47 pounds. But when I was downstairs, I didn't remember that because I was working off the top of my head without a script. And so I just didn't remember it. I'm gonna make that mistake again a couple of more times, because at the time I thought it was 44 pounds, but it is a 47-pound trap bar. So it's not quite 45, but it's close enough for me. I don't do competitions where the weight of the trap bar is an issue. So we're about roughly 314. Another thing that I noticed was mentioned, actually, let me move this forward a little bit because the steel row pad actually is gonna get in the way. Roll forward, and let's pull it back. There we go. I love that. This thing's so convenient to reposition. All right, anyway, so now, so it's a 44-pound bar, so that's 314 right there. Add more plates. Now I've got more plates on the other side of my power rack, and I hope the Osmo Pocket 3 is able to follow me all the way over there. If not, I'll go off camera for just a second, but just bear with me. This is not scripted. I'm not using a script. I'm literally just off the top of my head talking. So right now we got 404. So let's go to the other side of the rack and grab some more weight. Okay, you guys still there? You still with me? All right. All right. So we're up to 5 45-pound plates on here. Now, I realize if you guys use bumper plates that this may not be possible for you. Some of you guys, you wouldn't even be able to get 5 bumper plates on here, but I don't do most of my lifting with bumper plates, so I can't relate. 2 more 45s over here. All right. And on this side. All right. Now, why did I do this? Because I'm not gonna put collars on because I'm not actually gonna even attempt to, like, there's no point in me actually trying to lift this. But why did I do this? See if I can't come down here. Because somebody in one of the reviews I saw, this is a recent review, made a comment that the Bells of Steel Open Trap Bar looks to them exactly like the BalanceFrom trap bar. And they say, it looks the exact same. Is Bells of Steel white? Their exact comment was, is Bells of Steel white labeling this just so that they can then charge $200 more? Because I think the BalanceFrom is maybe 90 bucks, 100 bucks, something like that. I don't plan on buying it, so I didn't really pay attention to it. But one thing I will tell you is my guy Carp, and I will link to Carp's video in the description for this one. My guy Carp went and bought the BalanceFrom trap bar that was mentioned. And in his video, I believe by the time they got to this point, the trap bar was bending. So the plates were actually on the floor. So I don't know if you guys can see here, this thing should follow me, but there is this much room under the trap bar for my hand to go under here. You guys see that? My hand can go under the trap bar. The BalanceFrom bar, the plates were actually, this all bent, the sleeves bent, and the plates were on the ground. Okay, so yeah, they're not the same. I'm gonna just tell you that now. They're not the same. I personally feel like this is a good purchase. The knurling, probably something that you guys want to ask about. The knurling has held up quite well over the 2 years that we've had it. This knurling is not super aggressive. In my opinion, the handles on the trap bar don't need to have super aggressive knurling. This is something that my wife uses as well as me. My wife doesn't really like aggressive knurling. And if I ever feel like I need more grip, if that's ever an issue, which it typically isn't, but let's say it is, I just use straps. So there's that as well. So the knurling, however, has held up really well over time. And pretty much though, I normally just put chalk on my hands and then I use it and then we're done. So I typically don't need any kind of straps or anything like that at all. That's pretty much it. If you can think of any questions you have about this open trap bar that I have not answered in the course of this video, please go ahead and drop a comment and let me know. And I will answer those questions in the comment section. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Appreciate you guys watching. I am going to go ahead and strip these plates off now, and then I'm going to do some RDLs and get on with the rest of my Saturday. Psych! I forgot. There's one more thing I need to tell you guys. All right, so I'm not sure how many people actually have this problem, but I've seen people mention it in comments enough times that I'm figure it's a problem for at least 2 people. So, all right, the question is, I'm about to give you the answer. It's not Jeopardy. I'm about to give you the answer. So the issue that people bring up is that with this trap bar, because of how narrow it is, when you take that final plate off, they're like, well, it's kind of tough to get the plate off, right? Even if it's something light like a 45 plate. Now, this could be a function of being in my 50s, but I never imagined that this would be something that people would have an issue with. So I'm not trying to belittle anybody, but if you'll just look right here, this is how I address this problem, all right? So you guys can see that even as powerful as your hero is, I couldn't get this 45 plate off. So what I do is I hold the plate steady and I drag the trap bar out of it. Yeah, it's literally what I do every time, last 2 years. Okay, now, if you have any questions that I haven't addressed, drop them in the comments and let me know and I'll be happy to answer them for you. Okay? Peace out.